First, straight out the gate, she's a reseller. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Miss Daphne Hustles. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, then welcome back. Y'all, today's video is going to be a little different. Won't be teaching anything, but just really speaking my opinion on a situation that I guess is happening right now. I happened to stumble across a reel on Instagram unexpectedly too, because I didn't know that I was still following this person that I saw the reel from, but I did stumble across it, became intrigued, looked into it, and then formed an opinion. So apparently there is a reseller named Nicole State, and she started a liquidation company called the Myrch with like 2 or 3 other partners. They did buy a Nordstrom truckload full, and they boxed these things up into mystery boxes and then sent them out to people, and they apparently did not send out the right merchandise to people because a lot of people are very unhappy. Just from watching the first few minutes of those 2 videos off of Nicole State's YouTube page, I didn't have to go that far to know that I wouldn't purchase a box, and I'm going to tell you why. So, like, if you are a experienced reseller and you did see those videos prior to purchasing those boxes, I am a little lost for words, because it was like evident that she was going to receive trash. I didn't even have to watch that much into the videos to know. Like, for one, y'all, like, all we have to do is, put our thinking cap on right now, right? The first, straight out the gate, she's a reseller. She's a reseller. So you tell me, if you go and get a truckload and you find you get a truckload of Nordstrom's liquidations, and you find a Gucci or Coach or whatever, and you can make a couple $100s for it, are you going to sell it yourself or throw it in a box for somebody else to sell? Right? So, one, she's a reseller. Like, I probably would not purchase from a liquidation company that's a reseller. Like, off the bat, like, one thing that I did see in a video, let's just start with her like just going over how everything was boxed up. I don't know if she boxed them up, who boxed them up, whatever the case. Let's just talk about how everything was boxed up. She went through the boxes like, yes, dresses, got some, brands here. She went farther to say that she had, Eileen Fisher. I don't know if that's how you really say it, but you know what I'm saying? It's like they pulled out some of the higher end brands and put them in boxes separately, which I'm sure they're going to sell for more. What did you think were going to be in other boxes? Just about how she boxed everything up. Or how, I'm not going to keep saying she, but how they boxed everything up. Like, let's just use a little comment. If she put out higher end brands and put those in boxes by herself, what did you think were in those other boxes? 2, she even showed, and this is literally within the first 2 minutes, y'all. In the first 2 minutes. Okay, I don't even know. Like, I probably just would have been on the floor if I would have watched the rest of that video. She showed that she put in high-end jackets and said, y'all gonna be excited because we're gonna put these on auction. Why are you auctioning those off instead of putting them in a box for a reseller? Like, that don't make sense to me. I would not buy, if I went on a liquidation site and I saw them auctioning off or selling things individually, off the bat, I wouldn't trust it. Off the bat, because now I know, okay, I'm gonna take some of this high-end stuff and sell it so I can make a bigger profit instead of putting it in these boxes for my customers. She's a reseller, guys. That's right off. Like, I didn't have to watch too much to instantly just be, no, I'm not buying a box. Like, just by seeing that. So that's why I'm a little confused. If you are an experienced reseller and you saw that and you bought that box, I'm a little confused there. If you're a new reseller, I can understand not really realizing that stuff. My second thing is, do you know what liquidations are, right? These are things that that these companies are, you know, auctioning off or selling off because nobody's buying out the store. And that's another one. And to backtrack, another thing that I saw was her, you know, talking about the prices. And y'all, I can read past phony stuff, okay? I didn't have to read her. I wasn't looking at her that much, but I can hear in her voice how fake it just came off to me. Like, yeah, like we have all those, she's showing everything, and like, I don't know, I think it maybe was another video, and she was showing some stuff. I don't know if it was a purse or a bottle. Like, yeah, this retail for like $3 something, but don't pay attention to the clearance tag. You know, like, what did it have to do with anything? Don't pay attention to the clearance tag. Look at the, yeah, you want to look at every price, and neither price really matters because everybody knows that most of the Nordstrom items do not have a high resale value. So if you was not buying one of those straight one branded boxes and you know exactly what you was getting, that was a hit or miss. That's a hit or miss. A lot of that stuff, BP and all that stuff, like, they have no resale value, like, at all. I wouldn't pay for it. I wouldn't pick it up. I probably wouldn't even pay a quarter for it. Like, it was not worth my time of listing. So just off of watching that video, how everything was boxed, some of the stuff she was saying, I don't think it was intentional, but I can see the reseller greed. Like, I don't think she meant to show that. It was just her, because she's a reseller at heart. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think she was excited, wanted everybody to be excited, but I don't really think she saw what she was putting off, unless it's just me. I can read past it. I agree with a little bit that Jennifer said of taking responsibility. Like, we don't automatically just listen to what people tell us. I hope not anyway. Like, have a mind of your own. Just because somebody says you'll make 2 to 3 times off of something, don't mean that you will. Like, you have to, and I don't really know how these boxes was, I don't know how what they were going for. I don't know how they were organized on the site and what was promised inside the boxes. I don't know the deets on that stuff. But just like with any liquidation site, you need to make sure that you are fully reading the description, and then you need to gauge based on the worst. You know what I'm saying? So if you was, for example, buying a basic box, know that you're getting all of probably house brands that's not worth nothing. So expect to only make $5-10 profit on that. Like, you need to gauge the very worst of something. You know what I'm saying? Know a little about what you're buying. You shouldn't have even bought the box if you don't even know any Nordstrom brands. Do some research. You get what I'm saying? What are Nordstrom basic brands? What are Nordstrom premium brands? Stuff like that. See what they're going for. See what those are. Go on eBay and see what they're selling for. If you would have known, you know that most of that stuff isn't worth anything. And don't expect to get all that high-end stuff, because she showed in the video how she was pulling some of it out. Not to mention, she's a reseller, guys. Come on. You're trying to make money, but they have to make money, and they spend, let's say they spend like $7 grand, probably, and that's a stretch, on a truckload of stuff. It's 4 of them. It's not even worth all the time of them even doing this if they're not all making money. They have to make money off of that. Like, think of, like, it would have been a no-go from the start for me. Like, because you just understand the process of how everything works. I think I do have a little bit of sympathy for the new resellers that just don't know any better, but at the same time, it's just like, I feel like you not just automatically go off of based off of what somebody is telling you. Like, yeah, they could have hired somebody that could have put all the bad stuff and took all the good stuff. I don't know. Like, you just don't know what happened. She could have had no hand to play in it, but she was the face of it, so now she's getting all of the backlash. The backlash. She's getting all the backlash. If you did purchase a box and had a bad buy, another thing is that please stop making these videos and saying that it's fraud. If they are answering your emails and refunding you, you are not being frauded. Like, that's not cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was fraudulent, you wouldn't even be hearing anything back, let alone getting anything back. And I'm pretty sure even if you received a partial refund, it was probably based off of your complaint. So if you said like, oh, I had some damaged items in the box, and they're gonna partially refund you, they're not gonna send you all of it back. So all of that makes sense. No matter what the circumstance, this is part of business, not just reselling business, but business in general. You're gonna make some bad buys. You're gonna lose money. And you have to just be okay with that, write it off, and move on. Like, if it's really this much drama happening, which I don't know and don't care to know about, but it just seemed like it is. If it is all of this happening, it's not worth all your time and energy. Like, lesson learned and move on. You know, learn from your mistake and move on. You can't put all the blame on that. You have to take some responsibility of just believing what somebody says and not doing your research. You get what I'm saying? I think that if it's really all this drama happening, it's not worth it. If you're really investing that much energy in trying to tear somebody down over a bad box, yeah, I think I agree with her too. You might need some mental help. You should not really be investing that much energy into something so minuscule. I do understand the frustration from the inconvenience of it, I guess, but if they're giving your money back, what are you complaining for? I do understand the inconvenience part, like especially if you're new to it and you was looking up, if you looked up to her and, you know, just really believed everything she said, and you know, you probably invested your last, was really maybe borrowed money from somebody. Like, times are tough, so I can understand that, you know, that excitement of really finna get this amazing box that somebody promised that you can double your money, and it was complete trash. Y'all, I get that. For real. I've purchased boxes before. I'm not really into liquidation. If I did, I would get them directly from Nordstrom myself. I would not buy from these middlemen like Jamar and Chow and all these middle people. Yeah, I don't really do these mystery boxes and stuff like that. I'd rather just source my own inventory. Tell me that some of y'all did not buy this box out of the hype. Be honest with yourself. That's all I'm saying. Like, think deep down within and be honest with yourself. You know, I could have did some research on my own. You know what? That is a little bit my fault. Like, I got a little bit too excited and, you know, just whoop-de-whoop. Like, and the hatred is just not worth it. Like, especially everything going on in the world, y'all. The last thing that you need to be doing is, you know, lowering your vibrations or letting things lower your vibrations. Seriously. Like, and I mean this in the most sincere way possible. Like, it's so much is happening in the world, and so much is finna happen into the world, and you're gonna have to think a little bit deeper than the surface level if you're gonna make it through. You're gonna have to raise your vibrations to make it through. If you have an opinion, put it out there, but to bash this woman and try and tear her down is not worth it. Because you know what, if she did intentionally try to fraud people, which I doubt, it wouldn't make sense to, and she seems to come off as a business savvy person, like a boss, so that wouldn't make sense to me. I don't think that would be smart. I just think that maybe the reseller greed kind of kicked in. So just, y'all, put your requests in, get your refunds, and move on. Go get you some inventory and keep it moving, y'all. This is part of business. It's part of the reselling world. You can make some good buys, you can make some bad buys. You know, everything you put out there, like, you're not gonna always make a return on your investments. Like, sometimes it's just not what you expect. Write it off as a loss, keep going. Or get your refunds and go get you some other inventory. Stop trying to tear this lady down. It's not worth it. And trust me, There is nothing you can do that she will not pay for if it was intentional. I don't think it was, but if it was, karma is greater. Like, you know what I'm saying? One thing, if you are out here watching a lot of this reseller stuff, they only show you the bright side of reselling, when in actuality it's the complete opposite. It's a lot of ups and downs. You're gonna lose a lot. You're not gonna always find good, profitable stuff. Like, it's not the easiest, y'all, but that's just life. That's just business. And like I'm saying, like, write it off as a loss, or just learn from this experience and, you know, move on. That's it. And yeah, that's it. So like I was saying, if anybody out here was feeling any type of way about or was affected by it, I hope that I was able to bring a little bit of peace to you, and just let you know that it's okay to just pick yourself up and keep going. That is okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's it, guys. I will see you in my next video.